Hello Ratbags, it's Jade PLAYSGAMES. Welcome to the history of Conan in TV and computer games. With Conan Exiles about to be released, I wanted to take a look back at all the different versions of Conan that have come out in the last 80 years. I'm getting really hyped for this game. It's going to be a major content alongside my Ark Survival Evolved. They both have very similarities. I'm going to be taking a look at both of them in a separate video about how they may complement each other and how they'll actually directly go against each other. That's for another video. Today though, we're taking a look at Conan. You can see from the gameplay it's very much modernised. It's the survival genre. It's huge at the moment. It's been huge for the last few years, ever since Rust and DayZ came about, and obviously Ark Survival Evolved took over massively from that mantle and has been the most successful survival game, I would say, in the last 3 or 4 years. Definitely the way it comes onto consoles, it's produced something that not many other survival games have managed to do. So can Conan Exiles keep up with it? Can they actually challenge for the title of good survival or best survival game? Let's take a look at the history of Conan and discover why it's Conan so special, and it may take away the crown of Ark Survival Evolved. Created in the 1930s by Robert E. Howard in a series of short stories in these magazines called Weird Tales, Conan started out as many different characters and many different stories. Eventually he consolidated them all into the one character and he created Conan. The very first one was the Phoenix on the Sword. Sadly, Robert E. Howard committed suicide much before he could see the real true success of his stories. Tragically, at a very young age, he killed himself after learning his mother would not wake up from a coma. Fast forward 50 years after many writers took on the mantle of Conan and re-edited some of the lost works and published more stories of Conan that proved really popular, the first movie came along starring Arnold "I'll be back" Schwarzenegger. It was a hit. It brought fantasy, sword and sorcery to the box office for the first time in a realistic way, full of gore, full of sex and nudity. It was a dark and deeply disturbing film for me as a child watching it, and I remember watching it vividly and thinking this was amazing. The film wasn't necessarily a critical hit, but it certainly lived up to box office expectations, and it did do very well in the years later on DVD and VHS, way back when. This was made in 1982, the year I was born. 2 years later we had the sequel, Conan the Destroyer. Very much like the first one, full of swords, sorcery, action and princesses in need of rescue. This one focused on not just Conan but his band of allies. It done okay at the box office, but not as well as expected, so it cancelled plans for a third one, but it definitely had cemented Arnie as a true star, and he went on to make loads of different films that have box office smashes all over the world.
Make a perilous journey. I want you to take her on that journey.
Now, he joins a wizard.
What are they going to do? Have lunch.
What I liked about this film was it brought to life some more characters and people from the Conan books. Not necessarily named after them, but certainly some of the different races and different types. We had big warriors, we had magicians, we have absolute domineering Grace Jones kicking ass. I remember recording this on VHS years ago using a recorder off telly and watching it very, very fondly, but the first one was still the best one. A good 15-16 years later they decided to make a TV show out of it. Trust me, you do not want to watch this TV show. Based a little bit like Xena and Hercules, the 90s TV shows, this is absolute poo. It only ran for one season, and if you're looking at the title screens you could probably guess why. It was really campy, really over the top and just a little bit silly. It made Conan like some massive hero that just wants to stop people being enslaved, and really in the books Conan is very much a bit of a brute. He does become a king of people and he protects them, but this show was just a little bit too much like Xena. After that came something I really remember, Conan the TV cartoon show. I love this show. I thought it was amazing. I always liked Saturday morning cartoons, whether it be like Thundercats or Defenders of the Earth, but this was excellent. I couldn't wait to watch this. Even if when I got a bit older I would still watch it. It did have terrible intro music, but it was a really good TV show. In it he fights against an evil sorceress serpent, looks very much like a bad guy from G.I. Joe, but I really like the idea of the story. I really like these companions and it was good fun. I remember getting up quite early to watch it sometimes. They even made a feature-length cartoon movie out of it, so it must have been popular at the time. Fast forward to 2011 and the movie came back, this time with Jason Momoa as Conan. It was a bit of a flop. It probably used CGI a little bit too much, and it definitely didn't have the same gravitas as the original first film, but it at least brought audiences new to Conan who maybe not seen it, as obviously the last film was over 30 years ago. I've yet to see this version, so I can't say too much about it other than the trailer looks just a little bit ropey, I have to say. We'll see what it's like. Maybe it is a good film. There are plans to actually bring Arnold Schwarzenegger back for a third Conan film, The Legend of Conan. Apparently it's in talks, it's in the idea of production, so maybe we'll see him back in his original role as an old style warrior barbarian. Now for the best bit, we're looking at gaming in Conan. 1984, this is the very first Conan game to come out. You can see it uses the intro screen there of the sword going into the titles. This was for the Apple II. I have never even seen this computer or even heard about it. It looks really stupid. Obviously it's pretty old school. 1988 saw the release of Conan on the SNES of all consoles. I've never seen this game before either. It's definitely old school. I don't know if I could do a let's play on it now. Let me know if you've seen any of these games or if you've ever tried them. Is it something that you know your dad might remember or your mum? It just looks a bit basic, obviously. There are some bits though. He can change weapons. He's got a sword. He's got a different fireball thing. Look, there you go, he's changing it and stuff. I don't know if this is the one for me. Maybe this is what we'd come to expect in the 80s. It was 16 years before they made another Conan game. 2004, this came out for the PS2, Windows, GameCube and actually the Xbox. It even had multiplayer online where you could do like a slight horde co-op game together. It doesn't look awful considering how old it is. You know, it's over 12 years old now, 13 years old. The character models look okay. I don't know about the rest of it, but yeah, considering I think this looks really good. This is obviously footage from a PC game. I don't know if it looked this good on the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox. If you remember playing this, let me know. I have never seen this game before on the PlayStation or an Xbox original. But yeah, it looks pretty basic, just hack and slash. It wasn't long before the next game came out in the Conan series. 2007, THQ, the now defunct publisher, made this one, Conan. I have actually played this. This was on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. I've actually still got it on my hard drive. I bought it for sale for like $5. It's okay. They tried doing like a Ninja Gaiden style game out of it. There's lots of button smashing, there's lots of combos that you can upgrade or unlock, so you can get more varied fighting styles, as you can see here, a bit of pro wrestling. It was very average. I don't remember playing it more than a couple of like 20 minutes, half an hour, and that is it. I've never touched it again. It's probably been deleted off my Xbox 360 by now. But it did have some good combinations with the sword fighting. I think that would have been really good. Obviously it's a bit of a platformer there as well, and the story was actually okay for the first few levels, just a bit repetitive. Conan was voiced by Ron Perlman, he who voiced Hellboy. Suffice to say, it wasn't a massive hit, and obviously the publisher that published it went out of business. So, not a great history of Conan games. Has anything changed in the last 10 years? Let's take a look. Just a year later, Age of Conan Unchained came out. It was an MMO, a traditional old school one, very much modelled after games like World of Warcraft. You can see here the combat and the gameplay. It's pretty basic. It's what you would expect from an MMO, which is now nearly 9 years old. Apparently it's still going. You can still play this game now. It was made by Funcom, the actual developers that are now making Exiles. So this was one of their first games that they made for an MMO. And obviously people have been drawing comparisons to Exiles being a survival game, but it is a bit of an MMO as well. There are still going to be very much some elements from it. Hopefully though, not this static combat. The combat doesn't look amazing in Conan Exiles, but it's got to be better than this. This is a pretty old school, pretty rubbish to be honest. I've never been an MMO player. I've never liked games where you just sit there and you just tap the left mouse button. So I'm really looking forward to some sort of varied combat. But it looks interesting. It has some, you know, different armor slots that you could get stuff and loot. And I'm sure it was a good game back in the day. Conan also came out on a mobile game. The least said about this the better. It is just an awful game. So there we go, not the most detailed look at gaming and TV of Conan history, but I just wanted to have a little glance at what had come before it, so compare. This looks absolutely fantastic. There are story elements to it. They're going to be like flashbacks that you can see characters in ghost modes when you're traveling the lands, so it'll give you a bit of a story. There's going to be books and texts that you can find. I think there is going to be some really good story elements added to Conan Exiles. It's not just going to be a PvP game. I'm looking forward to playing it in single player and PvP. I really am going to try and give PvP a go and see how I get on. But I'm just really hyped for it, guys. Expect to see daily Ark and daily Conan content. I'm going to try and keep it both running at the same time. I won't be doing many other games or covering anything else. It looks like it's going to be just Ark and Conan, hopefully, if I like it. Obviously, I've not played it yet. I'm really looking forward to it. But it definitely is something that I think I'm just going to get really interested in, and I hope you guys do too. It's coming out on PC January 31st. It will be coming out on Xbox in spring, and it has been confirmed it is coming to PS4. But that will be nearer the time of release, obviously, as PS4 don't have a dedicated preview game. So, I'm Jade PLAYSGAMES. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you've liked this, hit me up with a like. If you're looking forward to Conan content as much as me, make sure you've got notifications on so you get every single notification of when I've uploaded a Conan video. And if you still want to see my Ark videos, I'm doing them daily too. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.